आईवीआर कितनी बार फायर करेंगे, उन लोगों ने सारा वो कर देना है उसको स्टैम्प, ठीक है ना। कोई और चीज देख लेते हैं क्या कुछ हो सकता है। और एक और चीज देखना यार, अपनी दोनों यूनिवर्सिटीज का ना, है ना, इनके बारे में अलग अलग तरीके से चैट जीपीटी में इंफॉर्मेशन पूछ,
Hey guys, hello everyone. Hello guys. Am I audible and visible to you all? Hello guys. Good evening. Good evening, Ifran. Good evening, Nirupama. Guys, am I audible and visible? Yes. Yes or no? Hello, Vinash. Hey, Manjesh. Guys, am I audible? Yes. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the confirmation. So, guys, my name is Anam Khan from LetsUpgrade, and I'm here just to let you know how to mark your attendance and get the certificate by the end of this bootcamp. I hope you will enjoy the session and have a great learning. If you guys have any queries, any doubt, you can uh, feel free and put it in the chat. The trainer or the moderator will surely reply to it. Okay. So, just share my screen quickly and let you know the attendance process, and if it's visible, just let me know. So I hope my screen is also visible to you all. Yes or no, guys? Hello, Saurabh. Guys, is my screen is visible to you all? Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Guys, till then, just let me know from where you people are connecting. Like, where do you stay and everything. Okay. So, guys, just thank you, Raghutanam. So, guys, here in the description box for the attendance thing, for attendance, here we have one link, we call it as a one link. As for registration, attendance, certificate, for everything we have one link. When you click on this link, a new page will open, and there you need to just first enroll for the bootcamp. If you haven't, then only we'll be able to. One second. One second, guys. I will share my screen again. I don't know why today there is a lot of network issue. So I hope my screen is also visible again. So guys, here when you scroll down, when you open the link and when you scroll down, here below the day one title, here you can see mark attendance type. toggle, click on it. A rating scale will appear from 1 to 10, and you need to just rate the session according to your experience, your feedback. I will suggest to please mark the attendance post the session, so you will be able to put the honest feedback and rating. So for now, I will give 10. And yeah, if you have any suggestion, any feedback for us, please feel free to put it there. And for now, I will give nothing and mark my attendance. So when I mark my attendance and I scroll up, you can see here the progress bar. It has increased to 33%, and it will increase day by day as you mark your attendance. Okay, so for the for the certificate, you just need to mark your attendance daily, and on the day 3 when the session will end, you can download your certificate from the same page itself. The certificate will get unlocked on day 3. Please make a note of it and do not spam in the chat. And I hope you will give the honest feedback and suggestions. Also guys, we have this WhatsApp and Discord communities. You can join us there to get the regular updates and daily invites. We put upcoming events uh, reminders also there. Okay, so that was it for the attendance part, and I hope you all get it. If you have any queries still, you can put it in the chat. The moderator or the team will reply to it. And now we have Sakshi ma'am for this bootcamp to start with, and she will be there with you for the next 3 days. And as it is a 1.5 hours session each day, so yeah, I hope. Um, 1 second.
Thank you, Aman.
Evening, ma'am.
Uh,
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for inviting me today. And thank you, Let's Upgrade, for giving me an opportunity to join again with you. It's always a pleasure to be around. And I welcome all the viewers or the participants who are joining us today. I saw the chats, and I'm asked like, where are you people joining from? And it's like, you people are joining us from across the country. I see people from Surat and Andhra Pradesh,
Yeah,
Delhi, UP, Baramati. Some people are definitely joining us from their homes also. So thank you
yeah,
so much, and we look forward to have a great 3 days boot camp with you all.
sure,
Uh,
ma'am.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, guys. So bye, everyone. Bye, ma'am.
I hope I am loud and clear. And so this session is basically, these 3 days are basically about public speaking, and today's date is dedicated to foundations of public speaking. Um, so as we start, we will be covering public speaking in great detail in these days. Today's day is dedicated to the foundations, basically the introductions, and these 3 days we expect that attending this boot camp, 1.5 hour each day, we at least rather uh, we are for sure we reach to an acceptable level of public speaking by the end of this boot camp. We will be covering different nuances of public speaking. For example, how to overcome stage fear, how you should be analyzing your audience, what kind of tone or pace you should be using, how should be your body language, how you should structure your content, how you should beat the nervousness, rather reframe your nervousness. So, this is all in detail that we are going to cover in these 3 days. But before I move forward, the only way to interact with me here, and even for me to interact with you, is through chats. And I look forward to have a great participation from you, because as we participate, we would be able to learn more and more. Also, there will be short practice sessions here, because it's a boot camp. So and the time is less. So please stay with me and keep on participating and interacting. If you may have any questions, you can always put it in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer all of them. So I'm sure we all know what is public speaking, um, but as we are about to start this session, how do you feel about public speaking right now? You can select any emojis of your choice and tell me how do you feel about public speaking right now? What is that the word public speaking makes you feel? Probably there are certain lags in the network. Um, okay, so Manjesh says that I am scared of it. Heart beats faster. I guess someone is cool with it. Someone gets jitters, scared. Okay, someone feels nervous. Okay. Um, Priyanshu says that I do not get words to speak. All right. So what I understand from all of the chats over here is that public speaking um, is a feeling uh, that makes people kind of feel tensed or scared or nervous, or people start getting jitters. People may feel that okay, um, I may be at loss of certain words. So these are really common symptoms or common emotions that we undergo when we are there public speaking. All right. Now tell me one thing. What do you think is being a good speaker? I mean, a good speaker, is he or she born, or can public speaking be learned? Is it a myth or is it a fact? A good speaker is naturally born. Is this a myth or this is a fact? It can be learned. It can be molded. It's a myth. Okay. It's a fact. Okay. Not born. I'm so happy to see that you people know that it is something which a person does not necessarily have to be born with, and it can be practiced, it can be learned. You people are absolutely right. This is a what should I say, a learned skill. One can learn it with practice, with information, with knowledge, also with determination. One can definitely learn public speaking and can be an amazing speaker. So, so let's start this journey of public speaking today. And here I present you with certain thoughts. Give me a moment, please. I hope my screen is visible. Um, Kindly let me know if my screen is visible. I have put up a PPT over there. screen is not visible. One moment. I hope is it visible now? Moderator, if you can tell me. Is the PPT up now? Uh, Anam, is my PPT visible? If you can confirm.
Hello, ma'am. Your screen was shared, but there was a blank screen.
Yeah, one moment. Please bear with me as I share the PPT here.
You just share your screen and then you can open the PPT.
Is it visible now?
The StreamYard platform is visible, ma'am. Please switch the tab.
Come again, Anam.
StreamYard platform is visible.
I can't hear you.
Uh, have you selected the whole screen while sharing?
Yes.
Actually, I think there is a network issue from your side too, because the has got stuck. Yeah, now just try to switch on the tab, like switch the tab screen.
So Anna, my system says that ScreenShot is sharing a window.
Uh, you selected the whole screen, na ma'am, while sharing it, the entire
Yes,
screen.
yes, yes.
So
So
now switch the
now
tab.
I should go to tab. I even selected window.
No, while sharing the screen, just select the entire screen and then switch on the tabs. Like when you want to go to the PPT, na, just open the PPT wala screen.
I
Like how we
selected
did.
entire screen.
Huh?
Okay, all right. Then now I go to the PPT.
Yep.
Is it
Yes.
visible?
Done.
All right.
Works.
All right. Thank you so much, Anam.
Thank
And
you.
I'm so sorry, everyone, to keep you people waiting. But I think now it's all working and we are all good. Thank you for your patience. So let's just kickstart the session now. Thank you for sharing your emotions about public speaking, and you all came up rightly that public speaking is I mean being a good public speaker is not a myth. It is a fact that it can be learned, not that good speakers are born as good speakers, rather they can be made. Coming to the idea, understanding what is public speaking. um, with all whatever is mentioned on the PPT, it is a communication process, definitely. We convey our ideas, we convey our information, we convey our thoughts. But more than anything, public speaking is connecting with your audience, is connecting with the people who are there to listen to you. Um, Anam, I'm just checking my slide is visible. Anam, I'm sure my slides are visible. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So, public speaking, like the way I rightly mentioned, it's all about connecting with our audience. Um, can I ask you, people, if you can put it in the chat, where is uh, that you have seen public speaking happening? Where all do you see public speaking happening? Or any last example of public speaking somehow you had witnessed, and if you can share with all of us here, where is that you have witnessed public speaking happening, or someone kind of speaking in public during events, common life? Yes. Pratipal, politics? Yes. Stand-up events, college events, politicians, seminars of tech field. All right. Podcasts, GD, celebrity speaking. Absolutely. I like this message from Pratipal. He says that in common life, actually, it's also in regular life that we see or we witness public speaking. See, generally, the kind of idea people have about public speaking is that, you know, there is a speaker who is standing on a stage, has a mic in front of him or her, and then there is a large group of audience sitting opposite the speaker, and the speaker has a paper in his or her hand, and at times he or she looks into the paper and speaks, or even without it, the speaker speaks. Well, let me tell you, obviously, this kind of a scene is very much visible in politics. It is very much visible in, even when you're introducing someone, or even in parties, um, even news anchors, at times, not at times, rather they look at the screens and they read. So this is kind of a scenario which is very, very common. But public speaking is not only speaking in front of a huge audience, or only, you have to stand and you have to speak on a mic. No, public speaking is not only that. Public speaking is visible in almost all the spheres of our life. Rather, it's become very common. It's not an occasion that one really has to call for, or has to uh, go and prepare yourself to deliver a speech. That's not just public speaking. That's a very formalized way of public speaking. But public speaking happens in all our day-to-day interactions. Even the kids going to kindergarten schools or preschools, they start with their sessions called show and tell, wherein they may be dressed up like some character, and they have to speak in front of like 4 to 5 kids out there, like what is that they have become today, and speak one or two lines about it. Or we may even go to a party and we may be presenting our ideas, our thoughts, or our experiences to, let's say, a group of 4 5 people, or these 4 5 people are also our friends. So that's also public speaking, because it is a communication process, and we are definitely talking about some or the other experience, or we are sharing our views on some or the other situation. It could be even politics, or what's happening in the country, or we may be sharing our social views. We may be talking about movies. uh, we may be discussing about a trip where we would want to go, and which place. So actually, public speaking is happening almost all the times. We don't really have to see it or view it as a very formalized event, like the way I mentioned before. Um, Also, what is really the importance? Okay, I hope I'm audible enough. Uh, I just saw a message which says I'm not audible. Yeah, so public speaking, like the way I mentioned, whenever you're presenting any ideas to anyone, that's also public speaking. You may even be talking in front of your group of friends. So that's also public speaking. It's not a very formalized way of public speaking, but see, it's actually a communication process, when you are conveying your information and ideas. And like the way I said, it's more about connecting with your audience. So whenever you are sharing any your thoughts, your ideas in front of even a small number of people, they could be even your friends. It is public speaking. Um, so I saw this. Pratibal says that even if we are talking to our friends, would that also be public speaking? Yes. Like the way I gave you this example of planning a trip with your friends. Um, So it could be like, okay, where is that you would have to go? And let's say there are 4 friends and everyone presents one idea. One idea. Okay, let's go to Sikkim. Someone may go, let's go to Kerala. Someone may say, let's go to Hampi. Or someone may say, okay, let's go to Delhi. So each one of you have come up with your choices, and you will, in this event of sharing your experiences, you will be talking about benefits of going to various places. It could be cost effectiveness, it could be the places to visit over there, it could be weather, um, or the any kind of interest that you may have or the majority of the group may have. Basis how you express yourself and how strongly, rather how nicely you are able to present benefits of any of the places, uh, will let the group make the decision about which place to go. And if you're really not able to present the place that effectively, you may lose out on this discussion. So, public speaking is also about influence and persuasion. So, when I talk about influence and persuasion, and we even see one of the message wherein someone said that in politics is what we see public speaking. Yes, we see it over there, and we see there are many good orators out there in the public. And if one really has to uh, learn public speaking, we can cite different number of examples. I'm not really counting for any person's name here, but politics or political speeches are definitely looked up to when we talk about public speaking. And these political speeches are all about influence and persuasion. Now, my point is that influence and persuasion are not only applicable in politics, it is also applicable in sales. So, we go to a chroma store, and there is um, the salesman who sells you a phone, a mobile phone. The way he explains the features of the phone, the benefits of the phone, the cost effectiveness, the offers they may have, you actually end up buying the phone without even any intention of buying the phone. So, influence and persuasion happens over there as well. One may say, ma'am, is again that public speaking? Yes, why not? There is a communication process happening there. You are the audience for the salesperson. He has presented you with information and features of the phone, and you ended up buying it. So that's also public speaking. He could influence you. He could make some connection with you. He could understand, what was your need, and he targeted your need, right? And you saw that yes, this phone fulfills my need, some latent need, and you actually ended up buying it. So, public speaking is all about connecting with people. Why one may want to be a good speaker? Why is it important to be a good speaker? Like the way I said earlier, in each and every sphere of your life, public speaking is embedded now in any situation, any social situation you put yourself into. Public speaking is there. If you, let's say, you are there in your society, you talk to your neighbors, you're talking to your neighbors, let's say they are in a group, public speaking is there. You definitely have to give your project presentations when you are in colleges. You talk to your group, right? So you may decide, maybe the professor gives you a topic. Okay, this is the topic for your group, and you have to present a PowerPoint presentation, or you have to present a project, and you start discussing with the group what all is needed, what should we do. So that discussion is also public speaking. Whosoever presents himself or herself well, the group accepts their thought process. You enter the office, and let's say you have to attend a meeting, and you start getting into the client facing profile. Initially, you may not be allowed to speak to the client. You may just be kind of, expected to just listen what's happening in the meeting, just observe. But at least internally, are you able to present your thoughts? Are you able to speak confidently? Are you able to speak nervous without any nervousness? That's again public speaking. You are just talking in a group of 4 to 5 people, where you may have your colleagues who are coming from the same college, same batch as you. You may have your team lead, and then you may even have the project manager over there. That's also public speaking. So, anywhere, wherever you are able to express yourself confidently, express yourself without any hesitation, that is where public speaking is there. And for our personal growth, it is very important that in front of anyone, any number of people, we are able to stand up or even keep sitting, but still speak confidently. So that's the power of public speaking. Uh, One cannot really, escape it in today's scenario. Gone are the days when teaching used to be just one way interaction, wherein the teacher would just speak. You will only have to take notes. Okay, you can ask questions, but there was really no scope of presenting yourself in any which ways. Yes, social interactions used to happen even earlier, but no one was really sure about public speaking. Public speaking was just restricted to speeches, political speeches in schools or colleges. Maybe, let's say, if someone is participating in a debate, that's all the public speaking was all about. But in today's scenario, in our world, it is embedded in any social situation, whichever you talk about. Uh, any questions till now, or shall I move forward? Okay, so let's move forward. Great. Overcoming the fear. So, what is your biggest fear about public speaking? Kindly put it in the chat. What is your biggest fear about public speaking? Lack of confidence. Thank you. Being nervous, tension, yes. Fear of being judged. Or what if I forget what is that I was talking about? I lose track of what is that I was talking about. Being afraid that people may laugh. Some people may feel that, okay, I may speak too fast, some may feel I may speak too slowly. Absolutely. So, thank you so much for sharing your fears over there. And but as we move forward, stage fright is definitely one of the biggest. I mean, it's I won't say the biggest fear, but yes, it is one of the most common fears that people people do come across. And what I would suggest is preparation. Definitely is one thing that we have to do before we go for any kind of public speaking opportunity, or whenever we are about to speak in front of people. It also depends, who is your audience, when as far as the preparation is concerned, or the level of preparation is concerned. Preparation is good, but like the way we spoke about that, um, public speaking is not necessarily that you have to uh, be on the stage and you have a huge audience and there you have to speak. So of course that kind of an event really needs, like, a good practice. But what about the events wherein we are speaking in front of small number of people, let's say in front of friends. Let's get back to that trip planning example. There, no, not necessarily we need to have a lot of preparation. So again, the level of preparation depends on the kind of event we are going to attend or present ourselves in. But even for events like this, um, or whenever we feel anxious, we feel nervous, I may not be able to speak. This is something which I personally do whenever I go to attend any session, rather conduct any sessions. I always visualize my session. um, and we are going to do that now together. I request all of you to sit straight, close your eyes, just listen to me, what is that I'm saying, and let's just visualize uh, a session. I request you to take 3 deep breaths. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and one more deep breath. I hope you're calm. Visualize yourself on a stage. It's a big stage. You have around 200 people sitting opposite to you. The stage has a red curtain behind it. There is a mic. You walk up to the stage in a white top and a black blower. As you walk up to the stage, the moderator introduces you to the audience. The audience welcome you with a clap. You clear your throat and you start speaking. As you're speaking, you start seeing smiles on your audience faces. You see them answering to your questions. You're moving towards the right of the stage. You come back to the center, addressing the audience sitting in the middle. You are looking into their eyes and talking. They nod their heads when you're talking in agreement with you. You move towards the left side of the audience and come back to the center. As You're about to finish your session and say thank you. You hear a huge round of applause from your audience. You thank you them, you bow them with a hand on your heart. And as you walk back from the stage, you have a smile on your face and satisfaction in your heart that today you did very well. I request you to please open your eyes now slowly and let me know um, if you could go through the visualization, if you could see yourself on the stage. Were you able to imagine yourself on the stage on in a black lower and a white shirt or a top? Could you hear the claps from the audience? Could you see the smile on their face, the noddings to your thoughts? If yes, please type in yes. Thank you, Nitish. So, whenever you are going for any presentations, um, any kind of event of a big scale, you definitely need preparation. You need to see, prepare your speech or prepare your content well. But even after practice, you may feel nervous. So, whenever you feel nervous, please do this deep breathing and visualization exercise. And I'm sure you're going to do wonders and you will hear um, a round, a big round of applause coming from your audience. Pratipal says that he asks why English is the preferred language in public speaking. So, Pratipal, I'll put it like this, that public speaking is not about any language, but what language your audience understand. You will have to communicate in that language. If we want our thoughts and ideas to be conveyed, there are communities wherein vernacular languages are encouraged, or are spoken to, or events happen in the vernacular languages. But as far as the education institutions or corporates are concerned, English is definitely the most preferred language, and that's why we would have to kind of, you know, communicate in English. But I mean, there are events which happen in vernacular languages also. So, I mean, we do see political leaders also communicating in Hindi or there again vernacular languages. So this is all basis the audience that you get, basis their uh, basis their language, the language they understand is what one has to communicate in. Also, basis the platform. When I say platform, I mean, who is that? Which body is that which is providing you the platform? So whatever they are asked, you have to deliver it in that language. Any questions still here? And trust me, once we have overcome this fear of stage fright, it's not that it won't come again. It will come again. Anytime, every time you go on stage, it will be there, but the intensity will drastically diminish um, as you um, what should I say, as you keep facing this fear frequently. The more frequently you start facing this fear, this intensity of this fear, rather any fear, diminishes. So this is again the what should I say, this is one of the modes of therapy which is used when you have to treat someone who's facing fears. So to overcome their fears, uh, they are exposed to that fear, obviously in different intensities, in different proportions, so that they can overcome that fear. And there comes a point when you are no longer under the influence of that fear. So stage fright is definitely the most common fear for all the people. It is one of the majority of the fears that people, or phobias that people possess. And we move forward, and we come to the three V's of effective speaking. So whenever we are speaking, this is good for both online as well as offline platforms. It is very important that our message should be clear and concise. We don't have to use very fancy language or very difficult vocabulary words just to showcase that how rich are we in our vocabulary. That's not the point. The point is that we should be able to connect with our audience. We should be able to understand our audience. I'm going to talk um, in little more detail about the audience in just another one or two slides. But as far as our message is concerned, it has to be clear and concise. It is good to use simple English, to use short sentences, not to kind of express your thoughts in. If you can, feel free. But if you find that there's a little bit of struggle in English or even any other language, it's good to frame short sentences and speak. Also, try and simplify your thoughts and simplify your ideas. The examples which you give should be simple for your audience to understand. Um, in public speaking, or even otherwise, you would have heard this phrase that content is the king. So even in movies, we hear this phrase that content is the king. Content is the king till the time he has his ministers. Otherwise, the king will fall. So similarly is for the content. Until unless content is supported by his ministers, which are vocal and visual, the content falls, no matter how strong it is. So, like in movies, we have the cast who is acting on that content or the direction. Similarly, in terms of public speaking, we have tone, pace, and volume. By tone, pace, and volume, what I mean is, if it is a huge room, we will have to speak loudly. Yes, definitely. You will be provided with a mic, not that you have to shout on the top of your voice, but there emergencies or surprises are there everywhere. What if the mic goes off? What if the electricity goes off? What will you do? And you have, let's say, a gathering of 300 people. What will you do? The mic has gone off. It's a huge room. You have around 300 people. Anyone can put it in the chat. What will you do? Imagine that you have come prepared for a speech with beautiful presentation which you have put your heart and soul into, and you are all ready and all fully enthusiastic about delivering this speech to around 300 people, and you find that the electricity goes off. You cannot show them your PPT. It had some videos. The mic is gone. How is that you are going to connect with these people? So that's where your volume comes in. um, this is something which has definitely happened with me. This was one of the um, engineering colleges where I went to deliver a session. It was in one of the suburban areas, and this has happened with me. We had around 300 participants. The PPT was there. The mic had gone off. I couldn't show. Thankfully, I had a whiteboard. A marker was there. So what I had to use was definitely the volume of my voice and movement. When I say movement, it's like how you move across your audience. Well, we'll talk about it, but let's just stick to vocal right now. Also, the tone of your voice. Um, Tone of the voice is like, can you can you express emotions in your voice? That's tone. Can you show them that you're happy? If they close their eyes and they feel the happiness in your voice, can they hear the sadness in your voice? Can they hear the secrecy in your voice? That's what is tone. The emotions in your voice is your tone. Okay, a short, quick activity here again. Please close your eyes and identify the emotion in my voice. Hi! Can you identify the emotion in my voice? If yes, kindly put it in the chat. I understand there is a lag here because of the network. It's excitement. Thank you. Yes, you've accidentally looked at someone. You're fully energetic. Yes, absolutely. So you could hear the emotion in my voice. Thank you so much. The pace is the speed at which I may be speaking. When it's general information, we can just speak fast. But when it's something which we would want to stress on, we may take pauses. We may speak slowly. When, let's say, it's certain figures, we may speak slowly to stress on those figures. If you are someone who speaks very fastly, you will have to kind of tame your pace. If someone who speaks very slowly, you will have to fasten your pace. So that's what holds your audience with you. That's one of the ministers of the king content. The next is our body language, eye contact. You remember when we were doing this visualization exercise, when I asked you to close your eyes and visualize yourself and the audience on the stage, I asked you that you're moving in, you are uh, moving in the center of the stage towards your participants, towards your audience, and you're looking into their eyes. You're asking them questions. They're answering back to you. They're nodding their head in agreement with you. So that eye contact is very, very important with your participants. It is something which holds them with you. Remember, I don't know if it still happens with you in the classrooms. Um, so the professors used to take rounds in the classrooms. Not that they'll just keep standing in front of the board and keep speaking from there. Though that also happens, but at times speak you may find professors coming back, coming till the end of the aisle and moving towards the board. Why is that they do that? Why is that? I asked you in the visualization exercise that you're moving towards right, you're moving towards left, you're moving in the center of the stage, because your movement also holds your audience with you. It's more of a physical way of holding your audience's attention, and so is the eye contact. The excitement in your voice gets conveyed to your participant. Any emotion in your voice gets conveyed to your audience. Your body language, your smile, your humor, your laughter, your questions, your sarcasm, your criticism, everything gets conveyed to your audience, and everything holds them with you. Remember, body language, eye contact, your gestures, your movement, all of them are again the ministers of the king content. We will be talking little bit in detail about um, vocal and visual tomorrow. But before I move forward, um, can anyone give me an example of a good visual in terms of public speaking? A good visual in terms of public speaking. I hope I you have understood what I mean by visual. So verbal is something which it's your mouth. Verbal is your mouth. Vocal is the ears, right? The audience's ears, and visual is your audience's eyes. So you're actually engaging their eyes and their ears using vocal and visual. And verbal is basically your own mouth, by which you're able to engage um, the eyes and ears of your audience. So, anyone can give me any example of a good visual, or um, yeah, good visual ineffective speaking. So, example of a good visual would be a thoughtful movement on the stage where you're moving towards, let's say, the right towards the participants. A good eye contact is a good visual. As you move towards your audience, you look into their eyes, you smile. That is a good visual. Can anyone give me example of a bad visual in terms of public speaking? Remember, visual and vocal are the ministers who are supporting the king content, and verbal is basically that king. So, without vocal and visual, verbal is isolated, it is lonely. An example of a bad visual would be, let's say, the speaker is fidgeting with hands. You know, maybe this is something you're doing, or sometimes you may see someone biting their hands, or not looking at the audience when you're speaking to them. That would be a bad visual. Any example of a bad vocal? Any example of a bad vocal? A bad vocal would be having the same tone throughout your speech. You will have to vary. You will have to vary your speech. Stammering, yes, it is a bad vocal, absolutely. So that also kind of affects your verbal. Then it affects audience to understand your message. Thank you, Solace Seeker, for that example of stammering. What would be example of a good vocal? Fast speech is again a bad vocal. It has to be the moderate speech. Wherever you have to speak fast, you speak fast. Wherever it is required to speak slow, you have to speak slow. Whenever you are stressing on certain pointers, you go slow. Also, at times we need to give our time to our audience also to understand and absorb what is that we are saying, because even our audience are at different levels of information, different levels of knowledge, different expertise level. So that's why we have to give time also to our audience to understand and absorb the message. Example of a bad vocal would be, you have the same tone throughout your speech. It becomes very boring. It may put your audience to sleep. So it's important that you vary your tone. You have to show excitement in your tone, you have to show emotions in your tone, you have to speak loud enough. If it is a small room, you will again have to adjust your volume levels, not that you have to speak on the top of your voice. But if it's a bigger room, you will have to be loud enough, otherwise the message is not delivered. So I hope the three V's of effective speaking are clear enough. All right. Um, so, if I have to ask you, what is that one public speaking superpower you wish you have? What would that be? If you could get one public speaking superpower, what would it be? I repeat my question again. If you could get one public speaking superpower, what would it be? If you've never thought about this superpower, now is the time to think about it and share. Okay, storytelling, which seeks people's attention. Okay, best storyteller, confidence. Great, absolutely. Thank you so much. So, for all of this persuasion, manipulation, uh, okay, confidence, and being a storyteller and being able to capture people's attention, one thing for all that you need is, first of all, is your audience. You need to have a good understanding of your audience if you want yourself to be able to do whatever you people have mentioned here. So audience is what you really need to understand. And when I say audience, um, it's basically who are they, what are their interests, what is that they already know, and why is that they have come to this session, what are their expectations. So the audience analysis is something which is really really important whenever we prepare for any session. By audience analysis, what I mean is we need to understand what is the age group that they belong to, what is their gender, um, what are their professional interests, what are their educational qualifications, what is that they are doing, to which field they belong to. Are they students? Are they professionals? Are they teenagers? Are they school going children? Are they college going people? Are they homemakers? Who is that is your audience? Also, what is their interest? Why is that they are coming for this session? How much do they know about the topic you are going to deliver? What is their proficiency level? What is that they do on a day to day basis? All this knowledge, all this information helps you to frame your content, to structure your content, to make your content, right? Uh, so the content will suit the audience only once you first know the audience. So knowing the audience is very, very important. And only once you know the audience, you will be able to connect with them. And that is what is public speaking. When you know your audience, so it's like, going back. We started for public speaking, then we spoke about um, our fears, we spoke about the three V's. But once we understand the audience, that's when we understand how is that we have to frame our content, how do we have to deliver it. So audience analysis is something which is very, very critical. Um, now when I say we have to understand the daily routine of our audience, what is that they do, what is their knowledge level, how much do they already know, how much they have to know more, how do they do their work, uh, what kind of a social circle they may have, or what kind of a professional circle they may have. All this helps you to make the content relevant to your audience. Now, um, when I say relevance, in this relevance, the examples which you include in your content is what makes your content relevant to your participants. And these examples exactly come from whatever I just said, how much they already know, what is that they do, what are the problems that they face, while they're doing their work, what are the issues or challenges that they face, what are the highs when they are doing their work, or even in their personal lives. So examples is something which make the content very, very relevant to your participants. So for all of this, we need to understand the audience well. Now suppose if we deliver a session or uh, a speech, let's say, to senior citizens, so we will have to adjust our language and tone according to them, right? uh, for example, people who are of the same age as you, some way you may go a little more casual, but when you are addressing senior citizens, or you are addressing um, you know professional people who are, let's say, um, at a hierarchy than you will have to be more formal and more respectful in your uh, tone and your language and the choice of words that you make, right? So these are the few examples of how you make your content as per the need of your participants, of your audience. Only when you're able to address their needs, you are able to connect with them. And that's how your speech becomes um, amazing as per them. Now, here is a small scenario. So, this is something we all need to do. Kindly put it in the chat. So, imagine the topic is the importance of recycling, and your audience are elementary school students. Now, how will you design your content? You have to, let's say, deliver a presentation on importance of recycling to elementary school students. How will you design your content? What will you speak? How will you convey your message to them? What kind of activities you may be able to incorporate in your presentation or in your speech? Kindly put in the chat. If any questions on this scenario, feel free to ask. The exercise is basically to understand that how will you customize your content basis your audience. So the same content cannot be delivered to all the audience. The same content has to be recreated or improvised or adapted to meet the needs of different participants. So, if you have to explain to elementary school students the importance of recycling, how would you explain it to them? Anupam says visually engaging presentations using multiple images, video, animations. Yes, that is a good thought. Visuals will definitely attract them. Videos, animations will definitely attract them. Great job, Anupam. So we will have to incorporate colorful pictures, short videos, and also certain activities also can be done, which is like sorting the recyclable material. For example, let's say um, um, all the dry material has to be, let's say, in one bin. All the the drained material, the wet material has to be in a different kind of a bin. So sorting something which they are doing by themselves, which is also called kinesthetic. When they are doing something kinesthetically, that also engages them. So that's one of the ways. So it's we can even start the session to give them an overview or to hold their attention is recycling is like giving trash a superhero makeover. We can turn old things into new cool stuff. So elementary school students, they are fascinated with superheroes. No matter it's girls or boys, they are fascinated with superheroes. And you're saying that we are giving our trash something which we just throw away a superhero makeover. So that's something which attracts them. Now, if you have to deliver the same topic, importance of recycling, and your audience is business professionals, how would you design your content? How will you make business professionals understand the importance of recycling? I'm waiting for the responses. We've just changed your audience. The topic is same, but how will you make grown up business professionals understand the importance of recycling? What are their needs? What are their expectations? What is that will help them understand the importance of recycling? Or what will attract them to the importance of recycling? We can emphasize on the economic and environmental benefits. For example, how will we cost save? How will it build up their brand reputation? How can they achieve their sustainability goals if they do recycling? Anupam says, I will provide industry data that impacts their business, including its benefits, drawbacks, potential business opportunities. That's wonderful. Yashwant says, reduce cost, enhance brand reputation, smaller environmental footprints while also attracting talent and meeting stakeholder expectations. Great job, Yashwant and Anupam. You will also have to use data and statistics to support your claims. Also, discuss some industry specific recycling practices and regulations. So, one of the examples could be implementing sustainable recycling practices not only reduces our environmental footprint but also enhances our competitive advantage in a market increasingly driven by corporate social responsibility. So we can see so many keywords over there, all are business related keywords: environmental footprints, sustainable recycling practices, competitive advantage, market, corporate social responsibility. In the interest of time, I'll just move forward. Now imagine um, you are delivering a session and you start seeing that your audience have started dozing off, they've started sleeping, they've started looking at their mobile phones, they've started looking at each other. What will you do in a scenario like this? You are in the middle of the session, as in you're delivering the session, and in between you have this nightmare where you see that suddenly, the participants or the audience, they are looking at their phones, they're not looking at you, they are they've started dozing off, some of them may even start walking out. What would you do? You will have to basically adjust your delivery. You will have to increase the engagement levels. So what I all said, the examples of looking at their phones, they started dozing off, uh, they're not looking at you, they may start talking, they may start walking out, is all the signs of losing interest in the speaker. These are also the signs of body language. And what you need to do at that time is adjust your delivery in real time. You should keep certain activities, certain questions handy. You have to uh, improve the tone of your voice also. It could be needed that you may have to speed up your content so that you're able to deliver the content also on time. Sometimes asking too many questions can also make them lose interest. Sometimes not asking questions also can make them lose interest. Um Anupam says, I will ask brainstorming questions. Okay, that is a wonderful thought. Thank you. So, all this you will have to do. So, whenever we are structuring our speech, that's all about structuring our speech. Now, The previous point of your audience losing interest is, if you want to hold it, you will also have to design your content in a way which doesn't let them lose that interest. That's all about structuring your speech. So you will have to present in a way that grabs their attention. You will definitely have to give them the details about the topic you're talking about, and then you will have to conclude in a way that gives a lasting impression on them. So, some of the ways of captivating attention is you can start with a question, you can tell a relevant story, you can even give a striking statistics, or you can even first impressions count. So, sometimes you may ask them a question, sometimes you can even share a certain quote with them, some really real life examples, certain anecdotes is what you can start with them. Give me a moment here. So here is a question. I'll give you a topic, and you will have to give an opening line which is captivating. The future of artificial intelligence. This is the topic which has been given to you. How would you make a captivating introduction for the future of artificial intelligence? You are presenting to to your audience the future of artificial intelligence. How would you give them a captivating start to hook them? Also, let me know how would you end it so that you make a memorable impression on them. Future of artificial intelligence. How would you start? Give me a starting line for this and a closing line. I'm waiting for the responses. You can use any of these points which are mentioned on the screen. Maybe you can start with a question, tell a story, or give a statistic. I'll present to you with certain examples of a good opening line. Imagine a world. Okay, Anupam has answered. He says, I'll start like this. Imagine a world where machines not only think but create, solve, and evolve. Welcome to the era of artificial intelligence. That's great, Anupam. Thank you very much. Um, okay, so we have another response saying, will AI take over the job? Here are some examples. Imagine a world where AI is our creative partner, not our competitor. Are we ready for the future? We are at the cusp of a revolution. AI is changing the landscape of every industry. The only question is, are you ready to change with it? Or what if the most brilliant mind you ever met wasn't human? Today, we explore the fascinating world of AI. As we summarize any of the topic, these are the points to be considered. Um, Anupam says the future isn't just about AI replacing us; it's about how we choose to grow us with AI. Wonderful, Anupam. Thank you so much. So, summarizing key points, a call to action, and you can always end with a purposeful statement. Thank you. This is a small activity here. Um, so, I'm just giving you a starting line, and can you end it? Imagine a world and finish it in a surprising way. The opening line is imagine a world and finish it in a surprising way. Please type it in the chat. I couldn't take you through the. Anupam, you have written it very well, the closing. Okay, I see others have also written. I think AI is helpful for humans. Many people think AI can replace human job. Thank you, Gaurav. So this is a short activity where I've just given you an opening line. Imagine a world, and can you finish it in a surprising way? So you can even write it where intelligence isn't limited by biology and every item becomes a reality. That's so thoughtful, Pratipal. Thank you so much. And when I had asked you about this expectation, as in what would you wish for as a public speaking superpower, some people said that I be a good storyteller. So that's what this section is all about. There is this story. Um, I give you a starting phrase of what if, and can you give it a surprising twist? What if? What if you woke up and everyone had swapped personalities? That's one of the ways how you can give it a surprising twist. So this is the last 1 minute activity. Um, if I ask you, just write three keywords for a 1 minute speech about your favorite food. You just have to mention keywords. You remember we did this activity of importance of recycling for business professionals, and we saw certain keywords like corporate social responsibility, market, sustainability goals, statistics. Similarly, if you have to give a 1 minute speech on your favorite food, let's say I ask you people to speak for 1 minute, what's your favorite food? Can you give me three keywords that you would use in that speech? about your favorite food. That's very nice, Pratipal. What if your shadow started moving on its own and had a life completely different than yours? Amazing. Thank you so much. Now, this is the practice session. I ask you to prepare a speech on your favorite food, and you have to mention three keywords which you would include in that. What will be those three keywords? Anyone? For example, it could be you may like spicy, um some spicy savory, and it gives you nostalgia of your childhood or of a village you had been to, or the first time you had this that food. Pratipal says my favorite food is something simple, refreshing, and deeply nostalgic. It's called okay, chura dahi, simple, refreshing, and nostalgic. Taste mouth-watering and sweet. Thank you, Anupam. Thank you so much. And we end this session today. Here we end the session today. And today, what we spoke about is the foundations of public speaking. We spoke about what is public speaking. It's not that it is a very formalized event, it is embedded in any social situation we encounter. We spoke about overcoming the stage fright fear, which is one of the most common fear or phobia everyone possesses. We did a visualization exercise. We said one should try and breathe deeply, stay oneself calm. Also, we spoke about the three V's and we said verbal, that is, the message is definitely the king, but the king is helpless without its ministers, which are the vocal and the visual. So, vocal is your tone, your pace, and visual is your body language, eye contact, your gestures, which you use when you are delivering your speeches. Then we spoke about audience analysis, how important it is to know your audience because they are the ones for whom you are tailoring or framing any message. You need to have captivating introductions. The body is definitely a place wherein you deliver the message, you support them with statistics or facts or examples. But at the same time, you need to have a very lasting impression, a lasting conclusion, something which people remember. We did certain examples of how would you um, adapt your content in case, let's suppose, you have to tell elementary school students about the importance of recycling, and the same topic, how would you deliver it to business professionals? We also spoke about how would you end a session, wherein I asked you um, to end. I gave you an example and I had asked you to end it. We can also include stories, and the most common phrase for using a story is once upon a time. It could even be what if, and so that if you ask someone what if, it throws them into imagination. It is a question, it's imagination, it's story, it's a very creative way of introducing your your speeches. And at the end, we have to again close and summarize what is the call of action that our audience would be taking. So that's how I summarize this session. Um, because this is a YouTube session, I really cannot ask you to, type in your entire speech. That's why I've asked you to just write down the three key words you would use for preparing a speech on your favorite food. As we end the session, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to put it in the chat and I'll be happy to answer. Um, Anam, can we end the session here? Tomorrow's session, we will be talking about mastering the deliveries, like, mastering our vocals, our speech, our tone, our pace, understanding the difference between them in little more detail. Anam, I hope we can end the session. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Thank you.